One of the tools that I pay attention to is feedback on students' work. And in thinking about this, the feedback that works for students seems to be one where I take time to sit and talk them through what I have put on their piece of writing. Especially the first piece of feedback I give. It gives them a chance to fully engage and understand what you're suggesting they do to try and move their piece on to a kind of a proper formatted piece of writing. I think feedback with discussion or dialogue can clarify things that a written piece of feedback won't do alone. In particular, it can ease the anxiety for the student when you're actually giving them the feedback. They get a chance to realise that really you're supporting them, you're helping them. They can check their understanding of your feedback. They can check, is this what you meant? And if necessary, they can ask again questions that might help them then correct what you're asking them to do or work on what you're asking them to do. Without doubt, time is short in the PLC sector, but if we can give the one-to-one feedback at the beginning of the year to students, it certainly seems to enhance the way they can understand our written feedback for the rest of the year.
One of the things that's very important is the communication between the support tutors and the subject teachers. We find that one of the ways that we can do this is in, for example, feedback. The teacher gives feedback, the teacher talks through that feedback and explains it to the student. And because of time, really, the teacher just cannot do that with all of the students all of the time. Some students need that. So this is where we can support the subject teacher in giving that explanation for that feedback to the student, having discussed it with the teacher. One of the strategies that we would help students to develop is the skill of proofreading and explaining the importance of it to the student and encouraging them to read over their work out loud if possible and to be able to identify when something doesn't sound quite right. A lot of the students would be so focused on writing that the idea of going back over it to see what makes sense in terms of maybe full stops, capital letters, punctuation, it's when they learn how to proofread that all of that begins to improve. Personalised checklists are something that I found are very, very useful to the student. And the key really is to develop these checklists with the student, that it's theirs.